Hey, it's Kristen. So we are day 11, and we're going to talk about personal growth. In that, before I ever considered the idea of coaching and leading other people and actually opening up my life to share what the heck it is that I do and how my life looks like, I never read, I read personal development, but that was like for teaching. So that was more professional development. And it wasn't like a choice. I was required to do that. But I never did personal development. Like I never read those self-help books, you know. I was like, no, those are for people who have problems. And I don't have a problem, right? We all got problems. We're not perfect. We've got ish to deal with. We've got chips on our shoulder. But I just felt like, and I grew up sort of closing off a lot, that if you have an issue, you figure it out on your own. And if you can't figure it out, then if it's not really like bothering and hurting you and hurting others, then you just bottle it up and put it aside. You know, like push it away, push it off. And so I did a lot of that. I mean, a lot of crap happened to me. And I think at the time when I started coaching, so I was 31 then. I just turned 31, and I would say maybe like 3 people knew, for the most part, most of the crap that I'd gone through. And other than that, they really didn't. And even my husband didn't really know the extent of the things that I had gone through. He knew, like, just really on the surface. And and that was it, you know. But as a requirement in my very first challenge group, it was to read personal development. And yeah, the first few books were more about how to be an entrepreneur and how to talk to people and how to relate to people and build a relationship. But then it started to dig a little bit deeper in really finding things that were my weaknesses. And so that was one thing my coach really drove into me, and she still continues to do so. And, you know, your personal development needs to be things that you feel are inhibiting your life, are holding you back from being that better person that you want to be, or that better mother, or, you know, better wife or husband. But then it's also, it's the hard part of acknowledging your weaknesses. Because do we really need to keep reading about things that we're strong, or that are our strengths, that we're really good at, that come naturally? No, that's just sort of fluff and just, you know, adding more to our ego. What we really need to be doing is sort of balancing out the strengths and the weaknesses, not just making our strengths come up higher, and then our weaknesses stay and maybe even get worse. We need to also bring those weaknesses so they're not so apparent, because eventually our weaknesses can kill any of the strengths that we have. It could kill any of the goals. It could kill any of all the hard work that we have put our blood, sweat, and tears into. So we have to pay attention to the weaknesses. We have to give it attention and really build and grow it. So I have been doing that in, you know, listening to podcasts, reading books, listening to motivational speakers about, you know, defining relationships and learning about, you know, 5 love languages, but then also, oh my gosh, what else? But then also, you know, not having the mommy guilt of, you know, having 2 kids with special needs and 1 with autism. Both have speech delays. You know, being a stay-at-home mom, but then also feeling like, you know, either I'm too lenient or I'm too hard, or then my husband being super busy, so then I have that guilt, like, oh, are they missing out on their dad, and all those things. And so they slowly start to just eat away at you. And if it wasn't for personal development and really allowing me to learn how to be a better mother, a better leader, really learn how to handle my emotions and my feelings in a healthier manner, as opposed to just closing myself off. But then also learning how to express and how to process and heal of all the really crap things that have happened to me, and understanding myself, accepting myself. You know, I'm a mixed race and never felt like I really fit in anywhere. But then, you know, I'm also a survivor of rape, as well as I had a miscarriage at 18 weeks, a month before I was getting married. You know, just a lot of other really, you know, really crap relationships that were really mentally abusive, and just real messed up. So, you know, to know that I finally am working those out, whether they're, you know, 3 years old or whether they're like 16 years old, the issues. There's still issues, and there's still things that go along in my head, and there's still things that shape you and affect the decisions that you make every day. And I don't want those to pass on to my kids either. So if I didn't have this job and as a requirement, then who knows? I would probably be divorced. I'd probably be depressed, and either I'd be like way heavier, or I would have gone back to like my really bad anorexic eating habits, because that was the only thing that I could control. So